Today I'm sorting out rust on my pipe brackets. As you can see here on the water outlet valve, there's rust on the bracket. The paint, you can just peel it off, it just comes away. And the waste outlet is even worse than this. As you can see, it's pretty manky. So that's the job that I'm doing at the moment. I'm going to try and rub them down and paint them and protect them for the future. 2 screws and a Jubilee clip is all that holds the waste one on. I think these brackets are really poorly designed by Elddis. They sort of attract the rust. This fan's not very old and these brackets are already quite rusty. Be careful if you've got water in your water tank. I've held this up with a cable tie just to stop any excess water running out of the pipe. But I did drain down both tanks before I started. Right, you join me. I'm trying to de-rustify the brackets that hold the drain taps on. They're a right nightmare actually. They're really poorly done. So I've had to take them off and rub them down, get all the loose off. And then I'm going to paint them. This was all flaking off, as you can see, just flakes of it. Really badly done. So I'm going to get some hammerite, black hammerite, and paint that up. Right, got to get some degreaser on here now, get all the grease off. Right, let me show you what I've got here. I've got methylated spirits, because that's very important for getting it degreased, and hammerite direct to rust metal paint. I've gone for the black one. So what I'm going to do now is just give those a rub down with the methylated spirits to degrease them. Then I'll let them dry. Oh, and of course a brush. I need a brush. Oh, and of course the other thing I need is my lovely assistant's just brought me a nice coffee. Very nice, darling, thank you.
You're welcome.
Which pod was that?
Intensio.
Intensio. I do like the Intensio. Right, to degrease. This hammerite paint is pretty good, but I always like to degrease. Plus I love the smell of methylated spirits. Always reminds me when I was a kid, the old Mammoth steam engines. Do you remember those? Used to fuel them with methylated spirits. I don't drink it. Never done that. And of course the important thing now is to let this dry. because it needs doing both sides. I can't really do it all in one go. Right, let that dry. I did purchase, let me show you. So that's the normal tap. All right, mine's a bit damaged because that's how I grounded it. So I might just cut that off to level it up. But I did buy another tap. But do you know what? I don't think I'm going to use it. It's never really. A lot of people complain about the flow rate, and it is quite slow because it goes down to quite a narrow pipe. But it's never really caused me a problem. You know, I've always emptied it over a drain, or gradually if I've been on a service pitch. So I'm not going to worry about changing it. I'm going to put that back together the way it was, and I'll show you that later. Right. Make sure we get the sides done. It's good paint, you don't have to use primer with it. Can you hear Ellie's wind chimes? Saves me finding a piece of music to play in the background. Can you hear Maya barking? Must be her tea time. Anyway, I'm not going to show you all the painting. That would be a bit boring, wouldn't it? I'll show it to you when I'm done. I think I'll do 2 coats. Oh, I nearly put it in my coffee then. I've done that before. Never work with animals or children. It's the edges I want to make sure I've got done. Right, that's got 1 coat on one side, so now I've got to let that dry. And here's a little trick that I regularly use. Rather than have to wash the brush out, I'm just going to put it inside a doggy bag, a poo bag. I find that takes a lot of heartache out of keep washing brushes. Just leave that somewhere cool, and that'll be ready for the next side. Right, it's time to put these back together. Just going to use a little bit of PTFE tape on the joint. It's not a pressure joint, so I don't think it's strictly necessary, but I've got the tape, why not use it? That's tricky stuff. That should do. Got to get this the right way round. Yeah, that goes through there. Okay, that's all ready to be remounted. Let's do the fresh water. And that's all ready to be remounted. I have cleaned these up and tried to lubricate them. They seem a bit tough really to turn. Oh, that'd be all right. So what I have to do now is to remount these back into Merlin. Need to get outside now and get them mounted. Merlin is up on his ramps, all ready for me to scrabble under there and put the taps back on. It's a lot easier with ramps, you get a lot more room to move around. So it makes the job a lot easier. Okay, now that is where the bracket screws on. And that's for the waste pipe. So each of the brackets just has 2 self-tapping screws. Right, that's the water bracket back on. The waste pipe is different in that it just has push on fit there. With a Jubilee clip on it. So I'll just tighten that up. And that's it, job finished. Got to get him off the ramps now, put him back on the drive. I just wanted to thank Ian from Starting From Scratch, who gave me the idea of doing those brackets. So I really cribbed his previous vlog. But it was quite a good one, so why not? Anyway, thanks Ian. Sorry you're not vlogging anymore. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and hope that's been mildly useful. And take care, see you soon.